which is exciting to know that we have a lot of guys that played in those type of games, know what it's like to be embarrassed and not come out with a win against a rivalry team. So at the end of the day, we got a lot of guys that played in those games, and a lot of guys that don't want that to happen again, and we're going to do everything it takes to not let that happen.
What does that do for a young player? Use the word embarrassed. Does that? I mean, does that light a fire under a young player? I mean, for you, for instance, now that you're a senior, does that does that amp it up for you?
Yeah, the last time that we beat Michigan State was 2012, and like I said, I wasn't even on the field. So getting that win and knowing that I did it with a bunch of other seniors and other guys that worked their butts off to do something we haven't done in a while is a good feeling, and we're pretty excited for Saturday.
You get asked a lot about what Don Brown has meant to the defense, but what has he meant to you? How has he impacted you specifically?
I mean, he's taught us a lot. There's a lot of things. The last couple of years, I was just kind of focusing on my position and not knowing what everyone else does on the defense. But now I'm learning about coverages and what Jordan does and the safeties and the linebackers and where they're filling. So it makes you a smarter football player and makes you more aware of what's going on behind you, next to you. It just makes you a better football player all around.
How did he react on that late touchdown?
Coach Brown? I probably wasn't too happy. I wasn't next to him, but I think anytime you score on us as a defense, it's a letdown, it's a disappointment, and I'm sure Coach Brown wasn't too happy.
Chris, what are you guys looking to learn about yourself Saturday?
I don't think there's too much that we can learn at this point. I think it's just getting better each week. Following through with the game plan that Coach Brown has for us, playing up to our abilities. I guess if one thing is just knowing that we can do something that we haven't done in a while, and continuing to work.
Ben said that even though you guys try to treat this game as you would any other, the intensity on the field is a little bit different at the start. Is that something that you guys have informed your younger teammates about, or is that something you guys are ready for?
It's always something we're ready for. I don't think we're ever going to shy away from an aggressive physical team like Michigan State always is. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just another game. We're going to go with the same mentality we do each game and prepare like we do each and every week or each and every day throughout this week. So, like I said, the physicality is going to be there. The emotions are going to be high. But once you're settled in playing the game, it's just another game.
You know anybody? You're friends with anybody on that team?
I wouldn't say friends, but there are a few guys from my area that are on the team that I know and played around and grew up playing with. So, but on Saturdays they're just another team, another opponent, and we're looking to get the W.
Chris, or go ahead, Steve.
In so many plays this year, you guys have put group pressure on quarterbacks. There's been a swarm there. Talk about what's gone into making that happen. Is it just every individual player improving, or what goes into the ability to do that as a unit?
I think it has to do with all of the players being hungry each and every play to get to the quarterback, get to the running back, swarm, run to the ball, which is one of the staples of our defense is run to the ball and getting more than one hat on the ball each and every time we tackle or make a hat on the quarterback. So it's just a conscious effort each and every play to get to the quarterback or the running back or receiver as a whole defense.
Sorry if you were asked this earlier, but did you watch the Ohio State-Penn State game?
I watched a little bit of it. I was spending time with my family after the game, relaxing after a good win against Illinois, so it wasn't really too much on my mind. Watched the highlights, obviously, but congratulations to Penn State.
Chris, going back to last year and even I guess the past few games, what have you noticed about their offensive line? I mean, the past few years they've had a pretty good offensive line. What were the strengths of that? What were the points of focus that you guys talked about? When game planning for the O line,
You look at. Last year they had Conklin, which was a first rounder, and they had the Allen guys that were pretty good. So I think when you lose those key pieces to your offensive line, there's going to be some ups and downs to it. But we'll watch film this week and see where we can attack them and see their weaknesses and take advantage of that. I feel like I played pretty well. There's obviously things that you can get better at, and that's what the next, at least 5 games are going to be for. Hopefully, got some extra games to continue to work on my crafts and continue to be a better player.
It seemed like Harbaugh almost struggled to answer the question on what the defense can improve on.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever find it hard to find things to kind of focus in on to improve on?
I guess when you look at the film and you see what you can do better, you look at the big plays first. You look at when they scored and see what we could do as a defense better. better than what we did on that play. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's hard to find things when we're doing so well. But like I said, there's always things to get better on technique, effort, just things like that each and every game.